Oh boy, the flingers. Yep, they're hard to find. Well, I'm going to tell you how to find them in this video. Hello, I'm Cammy and welcome back to our Fortnite Save the World guides. So for the Scurvy Shoals Venture Zone challenge quests, in the Eliminate category, when you get to the 94 plus power level, you are tasked with the Nurse Husks and the Flingers. This is the dreaded mission, cut the support, that everyone hates, because Flingers just don't spawn. So one thing about Flingers, it's the only enemy in the game I think I can think of that doesn't spawn as a sleeping enemy around the map. You know, every single enemy in the game you can find just sat on the map, but Flingers, no. We'll cover Nurses quickly because that's super easy to do. So Nurses, they can spawn just sleeping around the map. They can spawn in patrols. You'll get a lot from encampments, and you'll get them in general defense missions. You shouldn't need to upgrade the difficulty of anything, although if you do a 4-player mission, you might be more likely to find them. And that's all I'm going to say about Nurses. You shouldn't have any trouble finding them. But if you do, just let me know in the comments if you've tried all those 4 things, and I can help you out. But for the Flingers, yeah, they are a pain. They are a pain. You cannot find them around the map, so the only way you're going to be able to get them is on defense missions. Which defense mission is best is a good question. So I've made a video on this before because it is such a hot topic, but if you do the Evacuate the Shelter mission, at the very start, you will either get blasters spawn or Flingers spawn. Now, with the Evacuate the Shelter mission, what I would advise to do is get to a point where you can solo that mission. That's what I ended up doing on my main account. And load in a private lobby just so that you can keep hopping back in and out. And if you get blasters spawn, as soon as you see blasters going for the shelter, just load out of the mission, load back in until you get Flingers. Now I got 3 Flingers I think at the start, although I could have got 4. They were still spawning. I only needed 2 and I killed 3 just in case at the start. But yeah, at the start you have to kill, I think it's like 100 enemies or something before the shield and health of the shelter goes down. But what you want to do is just keep killing those Flingers as long as you can. Now, obviously, you don't want to let the enemies get to the shelter. You can quickly build around it. I believe people have said that if you stay far enough away from the shelter, you can kill the Flingers without the enemies spawning and just do it that way. But I haven't been able to get that to activate yet. I haven't been able to successfully do that, so I can't comment personally on how reliable that is. Me personally, I would go up to the Flingers. As I say, you should be able to kill 4, 5, maybe even 6 at the start before killing the regular enemies because you don't want to let the shelter die. Although if it does, you can just load out and come back in again. But yeah, if you do that, from that alone, you can do it in 2 missions. You just load in, do that, get 5, load out, load in, do it again, get 5, and then you're done. Obviously, once you have done that, you have to wait 8 minutes, and then your shelter will get attacked for 6 minutes. The spawn will rotate as well, so be careful with that. Just make sure you build out of max material using brick generally, because the missions are probably going to be nature in the Scurvy Shoals zone. So level it up to tier 3 brick. I'd advise going in as a constructor with some good base perks if you can. I did mine with Teddy, but I was struggling because you have to cover the back and the front. But yeah, that's enough detail about that. Like, if you want to solo that mission, that's, there's other guides for how to solo missions and stuff. Now, for Flingers, yeah, if that's not the way you want to go about it, another way which was very successful, which is how I did it on my alt, I think, is if you go into an Atlas mission, so I think it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, however many Atlases, go into a regular Atlas mission, and then upgrade the difficulty with Blue Glow. The higher the better, because it spawns rarer enemies and more difficult enemies. And I think I got almost 10 from one mission of a cat. I think it was a cat 2 we did, but as I say, I think it should work on any of them. Now, you don't need to solo it, just listen out for the Flingers audio cue. They do a loud scream, and if you've got headphones on or surround sound or whatever, you can hear where the scream comes from, so you can pinpoint where they are. All you need to do is just damage them once with an AR or something. Just literally deal any damage to them, and then when they die, that kill counts towards your quest. But yeah, that should cover everything you need to know. So evacuate the shelter, get them at the start. You might get them at the end as well, but it is still rare. 4-player mission is more likely to spawn them, but one way that I've found that to be very, very reliable is fight the storm, any 1 to 4, upgrade the difficulty as high as you can, and you should get some spawn. Not guaranteed, mind you, but it has been very reliable for me. So yeah, hopefully that helps. I know this is a tough one. It's a really annoying one, so please do let me know in the comments how it goes for you. And do leave a like if I've helped you out, because I know this is a tricky one, and hopefully this advice does help. And if you're new here, please do subscribe. But yeah, there we go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in a future video. Cheers.